What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into the video. Why? Because I don't even care. That's right, I don't even care. But in all honesty, that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about right now, is not caring. Like, it's a new year, and at the start of it, I realized that I need to stop caring what people think about me as a person and what I do. You know, I realized that letting go of what people think of me can really set me free and let me do what I want to do. You know, I can go the distance. And, you know, like, it's like, are people gonna judge me on what I'm wearing? Talk about me behind my back? Will they think different of me if I speak out about a topic? Yeah, no one cares. I promise. No one cares. No one gives a... It's impossible to please everyone. It's impossible. I mean, you'll see that even the biggest YouTubers and the most influential people still have people that disagree with what they say, do. I mean, like, see all the like YouTube videos, even they have dislikes, and like, sure, a ton of likes because it resonates with people, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna have one or two people who really just don't drink your Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna like pick up on what you're putting down. Feel me? And it's like, it's impossible to please somebody, like everybody. And you don't want to get caught up in that. Like, you don't want to get caught up in trying to be a people pleaser, because if you're a people pleaser, you're gonna bend over backwards for people that don't deserve that. A lot of times, like, you'll end up trying to, you know, like, if somebody wants you to do something, you may not want to do it, but you'll end up doing it anyways because you want that person to be happy with you, when in reality you should be happy with you. Like, you shouldn't be trying to fight for somebody's approval when you're out there being you and you're acting in your best interest, their best interest by nature, and they don't appreciate you for that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, when you really think about it, constantly wanting somebody else's approval or anybody else's approval and caring so much what people think, you'll start to think negatively on yourself. And when you start thinking negatively on yourself, what really ends up happening is you'll start embodying those thoughts, those unhealthy and negative thoughts, right? And that's something that you don't want. You reap what you sow. Like, eventually it'll end up being a case of self-fulfilling prophecy where, you know, like, oh, man, they think I'm terrible. I must be terrible. I'm not worth it. And I'm a terrible friend. People don't want to hang out with me. Then what ends up happening is that in the long run, what ends up happening is that you just end up staying to yourself. You think that people don't want to hang out with you, so you don't hang out with them first. You stay home. You don't want to go out. People want to end up doing activities with you. You don't want to do it because you think you're a terrible friend. They don't want to hang out with you. You say no. So then eventually they're going to stop hanging out with you. And you just bring to life whatever it is that you want or that you think continuously. You don't want that, man. Like, nobody wants that. You gotta stop caring. That's all. Just stop caring. I promise. You stop caring and things will get better. What it boils down to is your own freedom, right? You have to take a long minute and breathe. Like, breathe for a second and then think about why those opinions weigh so heavily on you. Like, because they shouldn't. What people think shouldn't weigh on your soul so heavily, because it's unhealthy. Like, everybody cares a little bit of what people think, right? I guess that's like a thing about human nature, is that we're social creatures. We all want to connect with somebody, talk to somebody. That's all well and good. But giving other people's ideas and thoughts about us so much weight creates an unnecessary burden on us to be the person that they want us to be. We end up losing ourselves in other people's approval. Instead, you got to do a couple things, right? So you got to do a couple. You have to take a look into yourself, right? Just take a look in yourself, find out what's important to you, and assess your values. Like, what do you believe in? Do you think, like, listen, I will never, ever go the extra mile for somebody who I don't think deserves it. Or if somebody does me wrong, I will remember it, and I'll remember it next time. I won't end up doing the extra mile because they haven't proven themselves to me. Or I will never hang out with somebody who does jumps, and hold fast to that. Like, you know, have standards, have standards, have a set of core beliefs in you and principles, things that you actually believe and stick by. And what will end up happening is you will end up learning more about yourself and what you hold true to you. And that will be what matters. Because, spoiler alert, trust me, it's not what people think about you. That's not what matters. What really matters is your mental health, well-being, hygiene, whether or not you ate breakfast in the morning, the friends that really matter, not numbers or, you know, putting on an act, a brave face. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be unhappy. You don't always have to be unhappy or happy all the time to fit in with the people that you want to hang around. If they don't want to hang around you or they don't want to be around, later for them, find somebody else, and then you're going to be all the better for it. I promise. And, you know, in addition to looking inward and having some self-reflection, go ahead and put yourself out there. I did that. I put myself out there. I was terrified at first. Like, doing YouTube, like, what the hell am I doing? I usually stick within my own friend group, and I'm comfortable with that. That's my comfort zone, is who I know, what my daily routine, staying home sometimes and playing video games. But now I'm putting myself out there. Is it hard? Sometimes. But for the most part, it's fun. And then when you put yourself out there, you're squashing all that anxiety that comes with that weight, right? That weight of carrying, right? Then you start to notice other things. You start to kind of have that breather, that extra freedom. Like, wow, if I want to talk about something, I can post about it or write about it, or maybe I could do poetry, or maybe I can work on my art and draw it and put it on Instagram. Maybe I can create something that people will like, or maybe I can do something else, right? You end up finding that a lot of the times putting yourself out there can be one of the healthiest things to do. You end up meeting more people, communicating, networking. You can discover opportunities that you thought you would never have because now you're outside of your comfort zone, right? You left this little box and you went over here. You went over there and you saw it was nice. You know, be around positivity. Be around the people who mastered it. Surround yourself with positive people. I have positive people in my life that always strive to see me do well, always wanted me to do good. And so because of that, I adopted a lot of their positive philosophy, right? That energy transferred to me, and now I embody it. Another thing is when you notice that when you around these people and you notice growth, that's a big thing. When you notice growth, celebrate it. Celebrate the out of that. Because ultimately, you just notice that you're doing things in a different way that positively impact your life. So remember that, celebrate it, record it if you have to, and then remember that feeling, internalize that feeling, because that feeling is going to carry you out throughout everything. You're going to be super psyched that, like, wow, look at that. Now I'm out there more. I never thought I'd be here. And that's a good feeling to have. Explore alone time. You don't always have to be around people. You really don't. Like, you can be around just you and nature. Take in the wind, the grass, the trees. Take time and explore you time, because you matter most. You cannot be truly happy around other people when you're not happy with yourself. You have to ultimately be in control of how you feel about you. If you're always sitting and thinking negatively on yourself because that's what you believe other people think, you're going to project that, and people will sense it and they won't want to be around it. And ultimately, you should want to love the person that you are. So take time and be by yourself. In a nice way, tell people that are close to you, hey, I just want to be alone right now. I just want to be by myself. And then, truthfully, you'll start seeing that inward growth in time. It will come. And that's all.